wanted to come over here and check out this view. There's a river. It's freaking cool. We're literally right on the river. There's like a boat landing down there. This place over here works on boats. Pretty cool. Yeah, let's get unloaded. Get on to our next load. So our next load picks up here in Jersey and it goes down to Georgia and it's paying 1,800 bucks. And we get it in before the cutoff. So let's get to it. Let's make this money. Well, we got unloaded. We got down here to the Petro so I could get a washout and top off the reefer fuel. And we've been sitting in this line at the Blue Beacon now for almost an hour. And we're still not up to the front yet, but there's a line of trucks, probably 10 trucks behind me, trying to get a wash or washout too. So we got here in the nick of time, but it's still taking forever. But we got 37 miles to go for our pickup, and then we'll either get some miles done today or we'll shut it down at the pickup because they have overnight parking, and then we'll just get rolling real early in the morning. But I'll update y'all in a little while. Update again, we're here at the Kellogg's Foods and they're on break. Me and this other Prime driver have been sitting here at the gate for 45 minutes. Went and checked in with the security guard, and then they must have gone on break, or they went on break, or what, because they never opened the gate. This other Prime driver went back to the security guard booth, and there's nobody over there. So, sitting here wasting time. But, got a nice little view. Can't complain. Weather's alright. It's not hot. It's not too cold. It's not snowing. It's not raining. Looks like it's about to start raining though. But it's supposed to be a drop-in hook, and hopefully we can get the heck out of here soon. So that way we can get some miles under our belt, because if not, we're going to have to make them up tomorrow and the day after. But I'll check back in with y'all once we get inside this place. Alright, we got our trailer. We're hooked up to it now. Just got done sending in all the paperwork, and gonna try to make it 196 miles down past through Baltimore and Washington DC to a rest area. That way we have less to drive tomorrow, and then hopefully we can get there tomorrow, if not tomorrow, early in the morning on Wednesday to get this load in before cutoff. It has an 1800 appointment time, but it says we can get it there up to 24 hours early, so that's the goal. And we're gonna hit the road. I'll check y'all in a little while. Peace. Word of advice: if you're thinking of getting into trucking, or you're already a truck driver, don't be like this dipshit. Scale this truck, parked. I'm done scaling my truck, and I need to pull off so I can go get my scale. And there's a truck behind me also trying to get on the scale, and this idiot is blocking the scale. Don't be this idiot. There's the moron. Good morning, y'all. Beard is a mess. My beard straightener broke. Alright, well, we made it to this rest area just south of Washington, D.C. It's now the next morning. We got a little over 6 hours on our 70. We're running on recaps right now. So we're going to get somewhere, probably Alabama, somewhere, hopefully. Not Alabama, what am I thinking? It's too early in the morning. Anyway, we're going to try to get like 6 hours down the highway. We're going to hit a truck stop, so we need to do laundry. And as you can see, there's a rest area behind me. I'm parked like right at the end of it. There was no spots left. There was a wreck on the highway, and it just caused everybody and their mama to be at this rest area. But We got our clock back, and so let's get rolling down the highway. All right, y'all, what's going on? It's actually Saturday now. I've just been really wrapped up in this whole Kyle Rittenhouse attack on the Second Amendment, attack on our right to defend ourselves trial, and happy to say that he is 100% not guilty on all charges. And they dropped the illegal weapons charge because there's a loophole in the system in the state of Wisconsin that says someone of the age of 17 can possess a rifle or a shotgun as long as the barrel is no less than 16 inches. His gun met that qualification, so therefore they threw that part of the charges out. So he was not in illegal possession of a firearm, and then he was also found not guilty. So very happy about that. I hope he sues the crap out of mainstream media, corporate media, and everyone who slandered his name, including Joe Biden. Hope he becomes a millionaire. And I hope this is a message out there to all you looting, riotous leftists out there that think it's okay to loot and riot and burn shit down and attack people. Maybe y'all think twice before pulling that dumb shit. You know, I understand you're upset at the system, but don't take it out on your fellow Americans and their livelihoods and their way that they provide and feed their families, because that's not how you do it. You know, but I digress. I'll stop talking about it. You know, it's going to trigger some people. So we got our load delivered. I believe I left off. We got our load delivered outside of Atlanta. Picked up a load in the same city that I delivered in. That came down here to Arcadia, Florida, just south of Tampa, to deliver here at a Walmart DC. Paid $1,900. Got that delivered already, and then we're here at the truck stop where we spent the night last night. Really didn't want to come down here. I told my dispatcher that I'd prefer not to go to Florida. You know, when I got hired on for this job, I was told that it's not forced dispatch. You know, if you don't like the load, you can decline the load. But it seems like every time I want to decline a load, I get in trouble, essentially. Like, is the vibe I get. Like, I don't actually get in trouble. I just feel like that's the vibe that I get. They always try to talk me out of declining the load, and then sometimes when you decline a load, you really do get quote-unquote in trouble, because then Prime, and the dispatcher at Prime, will call the owner of RST and complain that you're rejecting loads, and I can't stress it enough, it's freaking ridiculous. I really don't feel like I'm an owner-operator. And there's nothing against RST. RST is great, but running this Prime freight, I'm not gonna last. I was gonna try to switch to flatbed, but I've talked to several Prime flatbed drivers, and I've talked to some A-Fleet flatbed drivers, and it's the same BS with more work. They make a little bit less money too, so I don't know. I don't see myself lasting much longer on this Prime fleet. So, see what happens. I'm really holding out for load board or our own direct customers. You know, I don't have to pick my own loads. That's not what I'm crying about. I just hate the fact that there's a middleman. You know, somebody outside of RST that has control over the income of my truck, and it seems like every time I don't do what he wants me to do or what they want me to do, I get punished for it. I get in trouble, quote unquote, and it's just getting ridiculous. I don't feel like an owner operator. I don't, other than the fact that I'm responsible for all the stuff on this truck, and I'm just sick of it. I'm over it. You know, New Year's coming up. You know, it's November 20th now. The new year's coming up. You know, I've really been holding out for this new truck, but with everything that's going on, and Prime saying that all the trucks that were supposed to come in at the end of the year, like Success Leasing, that's who we got the truck through Prime essentially. And they, in one of their videos, said that all the Peterbilts that were supposed to come in at the end of the year are now pushed back till next year. Matt's telling me that that doesn't apply to us, and that he would find out directly from Chris and get back to me, and he hasn't gotten back to me. You know, I told him at this point, like, I want to just cancel it if I can, cancel the truck order. I'll lease purchase something we already have on the fleet. Like, I don't care. At this point, I don't care about having a pretty truck or a nice truck or the truck that I exactly want, because I feel like I'm just throwing money away in this lease truck. You know, this lease truck, it's got all kinds of problems that I've been letting them know about from the beginning, and Matt just keeps telling me, don't worry about it, you won't be responsible for it, just keep running that truck till your truck gets here. And you know, it's just frustrating. It's like, it's been a shit year for everyone, but it's like, I came into this year from a company that lied out of their rear end about everything, and I was absolutely making no money. My savings account was depleting. I came over here, started making really good money, making a lot of money. Then I had a bunch of truck failures in the previous truck, went in the hole, was able to dig myself back out of the hole. But ever since that truck breaking down, it seems like I don't get the loads that I need. You know, I'll have a really, really good week, and then I'll have a couple of crappy weeks. And like, for instance, to this load, I didn't want to take this load. I told them I didn't want to take this load. Like, I don't like coming to Florida, and I got talked into taking this load. You know, I told them that now that winter's here, this truck doesn't have snow chains, so I don't feel safe going into the northern states, because not only because this truck doesn't have snow chains, I don't chain up. Like, I had a really bad experience where I was almost killed by an idiot truck driver while I was out trying to throw trains, and I won't throw chains. I don't care. I'll shut the truck down. I'll sit for a week. So I told him, I was like, if you want loads to be delivered on time, these are the states that I don't feel safe traveling into now that winter's here, and keep me out of those states. So then they gave me this load, and I didn't want it because I don't like coming to Florida. And then I got a lecture about how, oh, he's trying to keep me out of the northern states, and now I don't want loads that are going to the southern states, and that if I keep locking myself, which I haven't locked myself out of anything, if I keep locking myself out of states, there's not going to be any states left for me to make money. And that doesn't make any sense, because even when I was at Landstar at 65%, in the wintertime, I never went above the 40. If I did, it was in the Midwest area where I didn't really have to worry about mountains and hills and all that crap when there's snow, and I still made money. So the way it seems is like, it's do what I say or you don't make money, is what it seems like. And I'm just over it. I'm really hoping we have our own customers, or we have load board. Like, I don't even care if I'm picking my own loads. Like, I don't, like, Matt could pick my loads, Chris could pick my loads. Like, as long as we're picking off the spot market where I know that I'm getting the best load available in my area, not being told that I'm getting the best load. Because I had a situation in Jersey a while back where I was at a customer, I arrived on time, it was a drop and hook, I picked up the load. The trailers and the truck have a gauge that tells you a rough estimate of what your weights are. And the one on my gauge was reading right at 34. The one on the trailer was reading at like 38. So I know that it's overweight. So I let them know. I said, hey, this load's overweight. What's the options here? And they said, oh, you have to leave and go get a scale proving that it's overweight, and then come back to the customer and they'll rework the load. The closest truck stop that had a CAT scale in Jersey was over an hour away, or like an hour away. So I had to go an hour away, get a scale, come back, and then the customer says, oh, well, you're not going to get reworked today. They've already gone home for the day, so you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. So I told Prime, I said, look, man, this isn't my problem. They're not willing to rework the load. They said there's nobody here till tomorrow. Can you just take this load off of me? And they said, oh, well, we take the load off of you. You're probably going to sit till tomorrow because, you know, it's already like 2 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. And I'm just like, already wasted a whole day with this load. They're not going to rework it till tomorrow anyway, so that's fine. Just take me off the load. So I dropped the loaded trailer back in the loaded yard. I grabbed the empty that I brought, hooked up to it, left, parked right outside the customers. They're parking out on the street out there. And as I'm parked there, you know, getting ready to shut down for the evening, a Prime truck comes in. And I recognize the truck. He's the owner-operator for Prime. It's got a really nice Freightliner, nice sticker graphics and stuff on it. He's coming in, delivers his load, gets an empty, comes out, parks right next to me. Me and him start chopping it up. Keep in mind, I've been ready for a load before him. He's now emptied out after me. And we're chopping it up. We know we're going over, like, you know, our settlements and the trucks and all that stuff, and how it's like working directly for Prime, how it's like being on A Fleet. And we call it a night. We go to sleep. The next morning, I wake up, you know, I'm doing my morning walk around. It's a little cul-de-sac, and it's New Jersey, sketchy part of New Jersey, so I'm not trying to really go too far away from the truck. So kind of just walking around the cul-de-sac, back and forth past the truck. He gets up, he sees me, joins me, we go back to chit-chatting, and as we're chit-chatting, he gets a load offer from Prime. This was on a Friday. It's Friday morning. He gets a load offer for Prime, and he shows it to me, because like I said, we were talking about our settlements and all that stuff, and he shows it to me, and it's a load. It picks up in Jersey, and I think it was going back to Indiana or Illinois or Ohio, somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. Somewhere in the Midwest, a good reload area, and it's paying him like $4,500, and it delivers on Monday. Gets him through the weekend. He doesn't have to deal with nights and weekends. So I'm like, all right, cool. They do got some loads, so I should be getting something good. He leaves. He's already gone. You know, an hour or so passes, whatever. I get a load offer. It's a load that I have to deadhead 300 miles for. It's paying $1 a mile, and it's only going 600 miles down into Virginia or wherever the hell it was going. And I told him, I said, you know, what's up with this? Like, is this the best you got? And they said, oh, this is the only load available in the area. Keep in mind, I was ready for a load before that Prime driver was. So, I know they're lying to me. And he's like, oh, this is the best load in the area. We don't have anything else. If you don't want this load, you're going to have to sit. And I said, I don't have to do anything. Like, if this is the best load you got, you don't have anything in the area, I'll just deadhead out of the area. I'm an owner-operator. I pay all the fuel and everything. It's my truck. Well, it's RST's truck, but I'm leasing it. So I'll just deadhead out. So I told him, I'm going to head to Ohio. Like, put me in Ohio, and I'll just get something later on today or tomorrow. And I proceed to start leaving New Jersey. I'm in Jersey City, right near Newark, New York City, all that sketchiness. So I hit the highway. I start going. They say, so you don't want the load? And I told them, no, I don't want the load. You can go ahead and take it off of me. Without even taking the load off of me, without calling me back, none of that, they start blowing up the owner of the company. And the owner of the company messaged me and says, hey, Prime's trying to get a hold of you. I guess they don't have your correct phone number. I was just talking to the guy. How do I not have the correct phone number? Like, I turned down the load. I'm out of here. But it was a text message, and my phone will read the text messages to me, but obviously I'm already driving, so I can't even respond to the text message. So I call the Prime dispatch guy back, and he goes, oh, so you don't want that load? I said, no, I'm not even in New Jersey anymore. I'm already in Pennsylvania at this point. And I was like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna go all the way to Ohio. I'm gonna go to Piston, to the Prime terminal in Piston. If y'all have any loads coming out of there, send it my way. If not, I'll just do a 34-hour reset. I'll be in Prime Terminal Piston, PA. So right when I pull into Piston, PA, they put a load on me. It wasn't the best load, but it got me through the weekend, and it got me out of Pennsylvania back to the Midwest. But the point of the story is I was ready for a load before that Prime driver, and I understand it's their driver. Of course, they're going to give the best loads to their drivers, but to lie to me and think that we don't talk to each other out here on the road, like, that was like the red flag right there, number one. And then the shit storm that came after, because I deadheaded out of Jersey and I refused the load, they called the company talking all kinds of mess, talking about how I'm refusing loads left and right, basically trying to get me fired because I didn't want to do what they said. And it was a big ass fiasco. And my regulars, because my regular dispatcher was on vacation, so when my regular dispatcher came back on Monday, he immediately messaged me and said, hey, call me, we need to talk about this. And I messaged him back and I said, no, well, there's no call me, talk on the phone. If you got anything to say, I want it in a Qualcomm message so I can take the proof to the owner of RST. What does he do? He calls the owner of RST and Matt crying about me. And then they call me saying, oh, why are you refusing loads? Why are you not answering your phone? Like all this shit. And I proceed to tell Matt what's going on. And he goes, oh, that's not right. Like they should have never done that to you, because it was a whole mess of drama before that load to Jersey anyway. And he was like, oh, we're going to get this straightened out. Don't worry about it. And my driver manager from Prime calls Matt. So Matt's like, oh, he's calling me. Let me call you back. He gets back on the phone after talking to him. The whole attitude changed. He said, oh, well, you know, you can't turn down loads. You can't lock yourself out of areas. Like that's why you're not making any money. And I'm like, no, it's not why I'm not making any money. And I am making money. The fact of the matter is I'm supposed to be an owner operator. I'm supposed to be able to not be on forced dispatch, but this is like forced dispatch. And we had a discussion back and forth. Pretty much nothing was solved, but I don't like to create waves or be confrontational. So I said, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just move forward from this. And for a little while it was all right, and it just seems to just start falling back into that groove of just dealing with BS. So I don't see this Prime working out much longer. I'm hoping this coming year, next year, we have something better options, because none of the other accounts that we have to me are worth my time, because I'm not going to make the same kind of money, or I probably would actually make more money, but they're just not what I'm looking for. Like, I've been on the Amazon account before. It's terrible. I've heard nothing but bad things about Wilson Logistics, so I don't want to run that either. So I'm just hoping that we have something better, because if not, I don't see me lasting much longer, unfortunately. Because right now I'm making money, don't get me wrong, I'm making money, but the amount of BS that I have to deal with just to make that money, and the fact that I'm not being treated like an owner operator or lease operator, you know, I'm being treated as if it's forced dispatch, just, it ain't working for me. You know, if I wanted to deal with forced dispatch, I would be a company driver somewhere. So I don't know. Thanks for listening to my rant. I'm gonna end it at this. We just got another load offer. It picks up in Bradenton at the Tropicana, and it's going all the way to like Indianapolis area for $1 a mile. Really not worth my time, but I mean, that's what happens when you come to Florida. And basically came to Florida against my will. But alright, y'all, check y'all later.